Can you hear me now? I think you can hear me now. Hi, everybody. It's been a long time. We haven't done this in a while. I'm just going to check everything before we get started and see if we're actually working. Mute myself. Okay. How's everybody? Three people. Okay, so ooh, we got stuff. Something happened. Oh, somebody said hi. Hi, what's up? Is it going to make a noise every time you say hi? It's not going to make a noise every time you say hi. That's crazy. Maybe it will. There's no way. No. Okay, hi everybody. We are going to get into more of everyone's favorite, critiquing your pores. Oh yeah, it was the first chat for sure. How's everybody? It's been a minute since we've done this or anything on the channel, actually, weirdly. I just took a hiatus. I had to do some stuff. I'll get into it once there's more people. We'll talk about life and stuff like that. Okay, close that. How do you steam milk if you're using a 3-hole nozzle? I don't understand the question. 3-hole nozzles are great. I don't know what the question is. 3-hole nozzle, whatever nozzle came with your machine is the correct nozzle because it was probably calibrated to whatever boiler or system your machine happens to be using. So like if it's a weaker machine, they're probably going to give it like a 1 steam hole. If it's a Marzocco and it's thick and heavy, you're going to get like the 3, 4, I think Marzocco has 4 steam tip holes and they're bigger and the boiler can handle it. For 3 tip, I guess you're saying that it's too rough. So maybe that's what you're saying. Just be more gentle. What is causing that? I gotta figure it out. I don't know. For now, we're gonna mute that stuff. Guys, something crazy happened and I want to update you. My cats are doing weird things. Give me 1 second. Let me just make sure I'm all caught up with you guys in the chat. How's everything sound? Are we delayed? Everything good? Oh, I do want to do one more thing because the chat is like a little, I don't know why it's up there. Why is it up there? Here and bigger. No, smaller. Size matters. Don't be weird. Okay, that's great. Maybe a little smaller than that. Sorry, y'all. Oh, that's what it's going to end up being. Okay. Sorry. I didn't know it was going to have to reframe everything. Hi, how is everybody? Where's my other chat bot so I can see how you guys are doing? You just recently came across my channel? Good to have you. Welcome in. If you click subscribe, then you will get the sleep paralysis demon. I'll show you because somebody subscribed earlier before the thing and I got to see it while I was setting up. It's always fun. Super fun. Just got my very first Breville Cafe. Oh, wait. I actually don't know much about that machine. Let me look that up. I don't know much about that one. Is that new or am I crazy and that's old? Venetia. Oh, that's like one of the older ones. Or it's just like one of the like kind of like more low-key ones. That's so cool. I have never used that. I've only ever used kind of the mid-tier Brevilles, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. How's everybody doing? How is the chat? Chat. How you guys doing? Also, before we get too deep, I want to make sure everything looks right. I want to make sure. I kind of do think the Akaya scales are kind of worth the price. Here's the thing. They are worth the price if you like bougie coffee gear and you you don't have to buy an Akaya scale to get the quality of an Akaya scale, at least for like the weighing and all that stuff. They are just really nice. They're really nice. I think they look really beautiful. So if aesthetic is your goal, I've always like, when I used to be a baby barista, I always wanted one. And as soon as I got one, I was like, this is like, this feels so good. So like, it's one of those materialistic things that might bring you joy. So it might be worth buying, but isn't technically worth buying, if that makes sense. Like, I think you'd like having one if that's kind of why you're leaning on whether or not you want to buy one, but they are certainly expensive. And I refuse to buy a Pixis because it's the cutest. I'm going to wipe the screen, wipe the lens. It's the cutest scale I've ever seen in my life. But it's like $300 or something. Fuck that. I refuse. I win my scales in throwdowns. Sorry if that's like a cop out. I do. I win them in throwdowns and then I get to keep them. I actually have one. Oh, my Akaya's all the way across the room. I was going to show you. I programmed it to whenever it turns on, it says, hey, Emily, it's time to. I won't say it because I think you can like get in trouble for saying bad words. It's not even a bad word, but you know what I mean? Hey, Emily, it's time to kiss, but I'm not saying kiss, if that's what it means to you. Oh, you're considering the connected scale? I have that right here. Hold on. Is that this one? Yeah. The Marzocco one. Yo. I recommend that in terms of like if you already have the Marzocco. If you already have the Marzocco and you want to spend more money, $450 is a lot. I would not do it. I wouldn't do it. I was given that with this Marzocco. I would not. It's no diss to Akaya or Marzocco. I wouldn't pay $450 for a scale that could connect. I think the idea is that's more for a cafe. But if you're like a home barista or you have like a lot of disposable income or you just want like that dream setup, yeah, I can see why you'd want them to be calibrated, but like it's a lot of money. It is going to do that every time, isn't it? Can I silence the chat? I don't know if I can do that. Oh, I can. Cool. Chat's now quiet. Okay. Sorry. I'm still learning. Last stream, I forgot to leave the chat on screen. That's great. Considering the connected scale. Yeah. You should do that, I think, if you have the money and you want to, but I would just say, like, I'm not going to do it. I would never spend $450 on any scale. I would buy like 30 scales and I'd sell them at a markup. And then I'd buy my Akaya. That being said, Akaya doesn't know this is going to happen, but I'm going to shoot like a video for them. They don't know this yet. And it's going to be the Akaya scale, like coming to life and like being evil because I can change the wording. So I want to shoot it like a horror film. I just think it'd be funny. Kind of give Little Shop vibes. Little Shop of Horrors. Little Shop of Horrors. What do I think of ultralight beans? I don't know. They're good sometimes, and sometimes they're ass, and other times the same can be said for all other beans. What a cop-out fence-sitting answer. But I don't know. It would have to be dependent on the roaster if you were like a little more specific. Unless that's a roaster, ultralight beans, and I've never had them. Ultralight beans is a great name for a roastery. That's actually really good. Okay. So we're going to get into it. The sound is too low. How is the sound now? Is that better? Do you prefer this? Or is that too loud? Because I can change it. Wait, I missed what you just said. Hold on. Ristretto or espresso? Lance's vid about espresso was awesome. Lance has made 100 videos about espresso. Which one? Did he make a recent one? I have somehow found myself off of Coffee YouTube's algorithm. Like when I'm watching videos, I never see any of my friends pop up and I'm subscribed to all of them. I have no idea how the algorithm works. I try to click random ass shit so that doesn't happen. I try to look up my friends so that it doesn't happen, and I haven't been getting everyone's videos. I only get their videos in like apps and stuff that show you kind of like your metrics, and it'll be like, hey, other people in coffee have like this much, and I'm like, that's crazy. They posted videos. I didn't even see them. I want to watch these videos. My friends. Much better. Good. Fuck yeah. All right, I guess we're gonna get into it, guys. I ended up on my friend from high school messaged me the other day and said this was like near my birthday and was like, "Hey, just so you know, you ended up on 4chan's cooking page because one of you fucking scumbags, maybe not one of you, maybe one of the Instagram crew or just someone random took a really unflattering selfie that I posted. That was my fault. I shouldn't have posted it. And like put it in a like a sub thread, whatever. In a thread, so starting a thread. And just said a lot of fucked up stuff. I don't know what to say about it. It was kind of crazy. I got attacked on the 4chan and I got to see it because my friend found it. Because they just happened to be scrolling and they were like, wow, I haven't seen Emily in 10 years. That's crazy that she popped up on the top of this page. And it was crazy. I read some of the stuff. There's some gnarly stuff. A lot of people don't. Some people were really sweet and other people were like kind of crazy and talking about like how I should like kiss myself, but not the word kiss, if you know what I mean. Crazy. But I also knew that was exactly what would be in there when I opened it. Because I was like, this 4chan. It's awful. But also like, whatever. I'm flattered. It means I did enough to end up somewhere like that. Okay, so don't you hate how the flare... Wait, whoa. Don't you hate how the flare wizard flops around? You returned it. No, I like the flop. I think the flop is great. I'm surprised you returned it. I find it's like my favorite way to steam milk. It's incredibly quick to pop open, pour water into. I have my little induction stove top over there and I'll just set it on there, crank it to 10 in like 3 minutes or probably like 5 minutes. Yeah, with the volume of water, it's ready to go and it's like ready to go and I keep it on 1 and it'll just idle and it's great. I love it. And sometimes I'll pull espresso on the Marzocco and then I'll run across the room and steam on that to save like water because I have to use distilled water with like packets for the Marzocco. And if I can save some steam boiler water, I will. And I look chaotic doing it, but it's so much, they're equivalent. They work so well. I love it. That's not just because we're friends with Flair either. I really do use that Flair thing all the time. It's a little wobbly. I mean, you could always, I kind of like the wobble. I like being able to like throw it around in different directions and like move it impromptu angles when I'm steaming. It looks good. Okay, what else? Some apps allow you to reset your algorithm. That shit didn't work for me. That's crazy. I didn't even know you could do that. I will say I need to reset my algorithm. I think you can reset your algorithm really easily on YouTube by clearing your watch history. I'm pretty sure that resets it automatically, right? And then you have to like go back and it'll like kind of base it off of like random shit and your subs. I'm pretty sure that's how it works because I've tried it before. But I don't want to go like that bad. I don't want to destroy my entire feed. I just want some of my old feed to come into my new feed and blend. Oh yeah, I'm not bothered by 4chan. I think it was crazy though. I was just like, whoa. That's gnarly. And it was gnarly. I was like, wait till they see the breast milk video. That we did with Naomi. I should cut that into a normal video. So I'm trying to make sure the focus is just right. I had a list of YouTube hyped up grinders and decided to toss the list out and got myself a Eureka Libra 65. Did I do the right thing? Wait a minute. Eureka. I like Eureka as a brand. Eureka. They're all right. The Libra, though. Which one's that? I'm not a big grinder head. I don't have every grinder in the world. I do have like 40 grinders. Oh, this one. Hey, it looks pretty good. I don't know enough about this to kind of give you any opinion on it. I apologize. I believe I have used this grinder. And the thing I did not like about it, it's possible I used an older model. So I used to work for Counterculture Coffee and sometimes we would go to accounts and there were a few kind of weird accounts that bought their own gear and didn't subscribe to the whole commercialism of coffee. And they were just like, no, we're like a wine bar. We have our own grinder, and they would buy things like this. And this is fine. I think I used pretty much this version. I didn't like the interface. I found it cumbersome, but generally it's fine. I think maybe like the granularity might have been a little bit to be desired, but I think for that price, you should be getting something equivalent to high quality, being able to pinpoint a good espresso. You know, and if it's new, and I'm talking about like 3 years ago, I probably like don't know shit. Oh, you said it's the 65 specifically. Hold on, let me look that up. Is that like a new one? I mean, they look beautiful. They look beautiful. They look capable. I don't know enough about them. I'm sure the coffee might taste good. Again, fence sitting. I can't pick an opinion if I don't know enough about it. It looks like Justin may have made a video on them. Daddy Got Coffee. That's popping up down here. You should go check that out because Justin's cool. We were chatting today. Justin's super cool. Oh no, wait. It's Bigger Burr at 65. Oh, the previous are 55. Actually, 65. Well, just like increase how fast you grind. I don't know if it's necessarily going to make it a better grind profile. Wait, you missed my answer to the coffee suggestions. Oh, I didn't even say anything. I skipped you. I didn't mean to. I just didn't see it. What is your go-to coffee for milk-based drinks? I saw in a video you were using Counterculture Coffee, Big Trouble. I like it, but it's pretty subtle in milk drinks. I make a lot of milk drinks for you guys. I make it for content. I make it for making tutorials, helpfulness. I rarely drink milk drinks on my own unless I'm like making it for a video, and I will drink them. I don't drink all of them. I drink a lot of them. I at least take a sip off every one. So I end up drinking a lot of like filter coffee and a lot of espresso. If I were to mix stuff in milk, I would go for something that's like kind of nougaty, chocolatey, cinnamony. I like it when it has kind of that confectionery flavor. It's exciting. It tastes good. It rounds out. And there's a lot of great specialty coffees. You can't find it now, but DAC used to have Milky Cake, which is really popular. I think that tastes phenomenal in milk. It tastes like baklava. There's also, well, actually, I had Kyle Russell's coffee the other day, September, and they have one that is, I forgot what it's called, but it is literally the same thing as Milky Cake. It's like a Diego Bermudez, same coffee, literally the same coffee. Tasted exactly the same. Amazing. My relief, because I really love that coffee, because I like that coffee not because it's super specialty, because it's really not the world's most specialty coffee. Like it really is specialty, but it's not the bougiest geisha with, florals and stuff like that. It tastes like cardamom and chocolate and nougat. It's really good. But I love it for that because it's a perfect teaching coffee. It's a perfect middle ground coffee. Tastes really good. Everyone can like it. Someone who's specialty, someone who's not. It's perfect. And it doesn't have to be dark roast. It's usually really light roast. I love it. So I'd say like whichever one that is from Kyle's. I don't really know. I'd have to look it up. Hey guys, guess what? I think it is buttercream. I had it the other day. It's at Suited. My brain can't work today. Guys, my brain doesn't work anymore. Nice, but why did it do that sound and not the evil sound? Oh, because it's a super chat. Thank you for the donation. That's super cool. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate that. Did you send something? Let me see. I'm all about naturals. Oh wait, this is a different person who also donated. Heck yeah, wow, that's crazy. I think I'm one step ahead of you guys. Wow, guys, thank you. Thank you, Evolving Brain. Thank you, Jove Tata. I like your name. I'm all about naturals for espresso and washed for pour over. How about you? So I'm kind of sloppy with it. That sounded crazy. Don't quote me. What I like to do is I just get whatever specialty coffee I can, and I usually have quite a few at once. And I make sure to go through all of them. I want to drink all the coffee. So I like freeze a lot of coffee. But I do drink a lot of it, like one day at a time. And so until I really finish these large batches and I have a lot, or like I'll go to SCA and I'll come back with so much coffee, I will just continue on that. And I don't know. I just drink whatever I have. You know what I mean? Like I'm drinking to get through it. So some days I really mix it up. I have no preference. I think on espresso, I actually prefer the kind of like traditional chocolate flavor. Because I'm usually, like, you gotta understand, usually if I'm turning on the espresso machine, it's to do latte art. And I do want to taste some coffee. So I'll pick like a chocolatey coffee. And I don't go like full Italy mode and get like the burnt stuff. I get really nice coffee if I'm going to do kind of a medium or dark. And of course, I drink crazy light roast too, but like that's kind of what I do just out of practicality. When it comes to pour over, though, I'm like, whatever, wild card. Give me whatever. The weirder, the better, honestly. I like to explore. Wait a minute. Sorry. Ooh, you've asked this question a few times and never got a recommendation. Any recommendations for coffee beans with licorice notes? Licorice or anise or fennel? You know, I can't think of any on the top of my head, but you should look into Nomad. Let me see. Nomad coffee, because they have a lot of, there's my cat in the background doing fun things. Nomad coffee has a lot of interesting flavor notes on the bag, things like eucalyptus, stuff kind of like that. So I kind of feel like they might have an anise, fennel, or a licorice option. I don't know any off the top of my head. It's a very specific flavor profile. Licorice. Let me see if I can pull them up, though. I'll see if I can pull up their menu. I'll look for you. We don't have to rush. They have one that's like pretty traditional. Man, they might not have anything that's what you're talking about. A lot of coffee companies could have stuff like that. It's just, I don't know. Let me see. Yeah, they have a weird, ooh. Sorry, y'all don't get to see what I'm seeing. I'm so sorry. I'm just looking at their website. You could do the same. They do have like this really beautiful competition coffee. It's a geisha, of course, bergamot, pineapple, jasmine. That looks really good. Oh, it's competition. That makes sense. Blueberries, candies, rose tea. See, they have like stuff like that. So I feel like you might be able to find like an anise, a licorice, or a fennel note somewhere eventually. They have one that's like fair apple, syrup, yellow plum. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, you might be able to, they source coffees that are kind of weird like that. The hunt continues. I'm sorry. There's also other companies I could recommend, but I would keep an eye on them. Anybody in the chat knows a good one, please recommend it. Wow. A cat review. That was Dahlia, I think. Look, Dahlia, the little black cat, the tuxedo, she's a 10 out of 10. She's a sweetheart. She's a little crazy. She's like a little weird. She struggles to be kind of a normal cat. She's good though. She's a sweetheart. She does not keep me up at night. Nomad's local to you. That's awesome. Wow. That you must live not in the United States. Right? They're out. Yeah. Yes. That's so cool. Wait, I'm glad I recommended that to you. If it's the same one and not someone under the same name. So I had, what was I going to say? Oh, it was my birthday the other day. And I'm not going to tell you how old I turned. Fuck that. You can sleuth it, you freaks. I'm not going to tell you. But something kind of really cool happened. I was promoting my, like gender affirming surgery stuff, and it got a huge amount of traction, I think through the espresso aficionado discords and stuff like that. And maybe that's some of you guys too watching. I don't know everybody by your names. If you did donate, thank you, because we hit not quite 70%, but just about 70% of the goal. It's actually crazy. Actually, I have it right here. I can show you. It's really cool. I was really getting overwhelmed with it not being anywhere close to the goal. And so I got really scared. And then this happened, and it was like just one of the best birthday gifts ever. It was so sweet. I'm a little all over the place, so let me see if I can find it. There it is. So yeah, so we hit, nearly $27,000 out of the $39 it's going to cost to do it. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? We were at like 14, I think. And so it just like overnight, there was so much generosity. I think it was also a challenge. I think people were challenging each other to bet more. When you donate in the super chat as well, just so you know, it goes directly to this fund. So YouTube does take a worse portion than if you went to my GoFundMe personally. But you don't have to go and do that. It's also right here. It's appropriate. It works. It'll be fine. Wrong nomad. Ugh. See. Yeah, be careful. Sometimes you get caught. How long should you aerate the milk? It depends on the milk and the strength of the machine. You'd have to give me more info. You're really struggling to froth your milk. Hey girl, you're really struggling to froth your milk for latte art. Is there a time frame to add air? I wouldn't say there's a time frame. I would say there's a spurt frame. Like, okay, I'm making a video about latte art, air, milk, all that stuff soon. But I would say that, like, generally, depending on the style of machine you're working on, you're going to have a different amount of spurts you want to do. I was talking to this with my good friend Steven the other day, and we were talking, will I marry you? I'm sorry. I can't. I have a ring. I'm sorry. I'm not engaged. That's just me kidding. But I was talking to my friend Steven about this concept the other day about, like, why it really frustrates me when people talk about steaming based on time. So like 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, that's silly. There's no time. Understand that now. There's no time frame to steam milk because every machine's different and every machine is going to hit the milk a different way. So it's more about how many spurts you do and what strength those spurts are. If your machine is like Marzocco strength and really strong, I would recommend maybe like 2 to 3 gentle spurts of air. Maybe 4. Maybe 5 if they're really gentle and clean. Maybe 6 if they're really gentle and clean. But you know what I'm saying? Like, but gentle, and so you do more of them. Or if they're a little bigger, you do less of them. I wouldn't recommend doing big bursts of air ever. But sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. If you're working on like a really weak machine, you actually do kind of need to put the air in more aggressively. So you can kind of get away with going like, do you like these sound effects? That's just the only way I have to show you on camera or something. You can be a little more aggressive, not too much more aggressive. They usually end up having really tiny spouts, steam holes, tips, so they don't, obliterate the milk anyway. I'll come back to that question. And with gentler steam wands, you want to go a lot more. You can get a lot more air in there. You can get away with injecting air for a lot longer. I've seen people inject air for like 20 seconds. Generally, you just want to inject air until you either have enough air or the milk is warm. If the milk is warm and you didn't have enough air, you didn't do it right. You didn't do enough quick enough or efficiently enough. Or you stalled somewhere. If the milk is not warm and you have enough air, you can just kind of tell by looking at it, or because you've done this a couple times, it's going to take time to know what the volume looks like. Great. Focus on that whirlpool and your milk will be even glossier because you got it done efficiently and quickly. You get what I'm saying? Like, so I would say for more aggressive machines like Marzocco, maybe like 3 to 4, maybe 5 spurts of very gentle air. And with a cheaper machine, you go like medium, gentle, medium, aggressive. That's kind of a crazy range. That sounds crazy. You go gentle, but like, don't be afraid to kind of like, like get more air in there. You got to get more air in there. And you can do it over a longer period of time with more spurts because it's going to take way longer to heat up. I'm having trouble. Wait, I may have skipped some stuff. What does it mean if my art does not have clean lines? Tulip doesn't have clean edges. It wraps, but it isn't clean and crispy. It could be your milk, and it could be that you're not close enough to the surface. One of the two, or both, actually. Which could be because if you're not close to the surface, that could be because you either have too much milk in your pitcher or you're not getting close enough physically, even if you have the right amount of milk. You'd have to get close enough to get that contrast, to get that stark white. And if they're not clean, the other thing that could be happening is you might be referring to like lines inside of a wing base or something like that. That would come from not having separation. So like the more movement in the liquid and the closer it is and the more tight the foam, the more you'll see sharp lines. So like when you're doing like the wave of a rosetta, like the leaves, they're pretty sharp, right? And they're being whipped around. They're very thin. They're crisp. Even with kind of somewhat thicker milk to get that to work, So like tight microfoam, get close. And if there's a lot of movement or you're just close, you'll see more of that contrast and stark clean lines and stuff like that. I'm having trouble pouring the milk close to the middle of the cup. Could be Could a bigger pitcher / spout solve that issue? My designs always end up on the border. Before you buy any gear, try to move your pitcher just up a little mentally. Like, actually, like, if this is, let me see. I'll show it right there. Okay, right here. Did y'all see that? Right? Oh wait, you're not gonna see it there, are you? Can y'all see that? Oh, I don't think you can. Wait, that's crazy. 1 second, guys. I'll get back to it. Also to say, yeah, try going up a little bit in the cup. And then if that doesn't work for you, I mean, I like to use a larger pitcher, but listen, you're going to get stuck in your ways if you end up like, you're going to be like me, using the one pitcher forever because you love it. Cinderella's slipper. As soon as I started using that large WPM with the slanted spout, when Anita first dropped it, I was like, this is the slipper. Because it just like worked. It worked with all the things I was doing, like conceptually, like always using bigger pitchers, always using rounder spouts, but they were just kind of like shittier pitchers. And then the slant changed everything. It was so good. I was trying to see if I could show you guys. I guess I could show it to you this way. So I have the Discord up. And let me see. And I've been playing around with this effect. Where now we can like do this. I think it's kind of cool. Or we do this. Ooh, highlight, pinpoint. Kind of cool. Okay, let me just read these. Oh, I forgot I have to turn it off. All right, we'll come right back to this. We'll do a few of these. Don't worry. Don't worry, don't worry. I just want to catch up with everybody. I don't know what that means. What's your best coffee? I don't know what that means, but I respect you for asking. Hey, Dr. Mike. What up? Hey, everybody. Okay. Maybe what we'll do is we'll go ahead and start. That could be fun. I gotta find the last time we did this. We are so far behind. I might jump a few ahead. Maybe we'll do like a few in the end and a few in the beginning where we started originally. Or like where we left off. Because I don't want to take too long doing this. And it'll be December by the time we catch up to August. Can't do that. We gotta be quicker than that. Oh, I think I'm close to the area where we are. There's a lot of pores. You guys gave me too many pores. Okay, so I believe we were on 6-4. Does anyone else remember? Oh, wait, I found. Okay. Let's do it. Okay. So this person, Daga, said, took a video, but today was not a good LART day. I'm sorry. I understand. We're going to watch it anyway. How do I do it in the thing? That's so weird. It went to a different... Oh, I guess because I have to do it here. I don't mind doing it in my YouTube. It's just weird that it did that. Oh. Okay. What are you using? What is that? Is that... Oh, that's like powdered milk. Wait a second. I don't know anything about powdered milk. I'm not the person to ask that. I'm an authority on baristadom, baristaness, but I've never used powdered milk in a cafe. I don't know when I would ever do that, so I don't know much about it. At least I assume that's powdered milk. Like evaporated milk? Powdered milk. Frederico, you can put it in there now and I will potentially review it since you're here. I think if people are in the chat, it's incentivizing for me to review their pours. Maybe that's what we'll do. Maybe in the future I won't do everybody. I'll just do whoever wants their video reviewed on the chat. Then we could like pop through them. It could be like, when did you post it? I could go check it out. And then people would actually watch this. I'm kind of boring today. I'm a little tired. You just submitted yours, Isabel? All right, I'll go check it out. Oh, you're also doing a nano foamer. That's so interesting. I don't know much about. Look at this. This is so fun, the nano foamer. I don't know anything about that. I have one. I've used them, but not with powdered milk. I don't know if there's like a special technique. You're like teaching me, to be honest. It is taking a long time though, so I might like 5 minutes. What the hell? Wait, what happened? Oh, okay. Okay. And we're pouring into, I think, mocha. Like, I think that's this guy. Hey, so far it looks good. I would say avoid the tapping on the table. Avoid taking this much time. And if you do that, re-swirl that mixture a lot more than that. Because you don't want it to get all stiff. And it's going to get stiff. But honestly, that's not bad. I didn't think... Not to think that you were going to be bad. I just meant the milk with the coffee with the cup. The cup being kind of tall. I mean, no. I actually like it. I think I would have held that top heart a little longer. I'm kind of like, now I kind of want to buy some powdered milk and try it out. I want to do that. I think that's a new challenge. The powdered milk challenge. All right, we're going to skip this though. You don't have to, you can add this in the future. This is nice, but you also don't have to. I think your cup looks, I can't really tell the shape of your cup. It's either really tall or it's a tulip shape. It's interesting though. I like it. I would say a rounder cup might suit you better. You're taking a long time to swirl this. You probably have to. I don't, that's not a diss. I don't know what to do here. That looks great. That looks really good and glossy. Wait, stop there though. Stop earlier. Stop. I don't know your milk, but stop earlier. I think that's going to work for you. And stop doing that. Don't tap the bubbles out. Don't worry about them. Let them be. Let them be. Yeah, no steam in powdered milk is crazy. I think your first one was stronger. I think this one had less air, which made sense because I'm not sure if you split the milk though. Did you split the milk or are these? No, you didn't. I skipped you. I skipped you doing it. Sorry. I already forgot. I skipped you literally doing it. That's crazy. No, this one was thinner. I guess that's just like the nature of using things like a nano foamer. Honestly, pretty impressed. I think my only note would be more foam and like really dig in those hearts, like wiggle side to side and plant them in deeper, hold them, save a little more foam for those. So like start the top hearts sooner. I really like this one actually a lot. Oh my gosh, you guys, stop sending me your feet. I don't want to see your toes. I'm telling you, this is the last time I'm going to tell you. Stop sending us your feet. You have to get paid for that. You can't just send that to me. For free? That's what I'm saying. Chat understands you can't send toesy woesies for free. You have to get paid for that. I don't even want to talk about your art. I just want to talk about this. Like, guys, stop it. All right. I feel bad now. I feel like I'm making fun of you a little too hard. I'm sorry. Now I'm blushing. I'm sorry. It's okay. It's okay. Here's the deal. I've put my feet on camera many a time by mistake. But you didn't have, this is not a mistake. Said at least he's wearing pants. Yeah, that's true. At least they are wearing pants. Wait, I don't know if this person does go by they them, but I will take it. Unless you were just trying to be like slang. At least they wearing pants. Either one would be appropriate. So let's see. Who let the dogs out? Who let them out? Woof, 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 woof. I'll tell you this. The last time we had feet on the channel like this, they were blurred out. However, this time, this person did not. You gotta at least. All right, let's just get into it. Let's just do it. highlight that. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right, let's get serious now. Actually, I think I missed something because I think I saw some text. How do I make the ripples wider for the base? Let's find out. How do you make your toes wider? Would be a better question. I'm just kidding. They're actually not. There's nothing wrong with your toes, but they are on camera. Wait, I gotta go back. I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention. I would have stopped integrating a little sooner. And your milk looks a little thin. Actually, your milk looks a lot thin. That's okay, though. For these layers, if you had a little more air, you wouldn't have to throw them as much. You'd be able to lay them down and hold them a little longer. Yeah, you can kind of see the bleeding all in here. That's what happens when you have... Oh, cap cut. I think I have to edit that out, actually, because I don't think I'm allowed to show cap cut. I don't know if I'm allowed to show a logo like that. I guess so. I don't know. Anyway, see the bleeding right here? It's coming from thin milk. So I'd recommend you get a little more air in your milk, and I'd recommend you put a little more shoes on your feet the next time you want to pour in our channel. Now, I'm not here to come at you. Listen, I'm just saying, people are gonna take this, and you deserve to get paid. You deserve good money. You deserve to have an OnlyFans where you just pour. That's not a bad idea. An OnlyFans where you just pour latte art with your feet out. You can make a lot of money on that. I could make a lot of money on that. I bet we could do that. Chat, should we start at OF where I pour with my feet out? It's crazy. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. The link is in my bio. I'm just kidding. That's a joke. Honestly, this is pretty beautiful. I do love the shape, and I love how you were able to do these layers. Even with the thin milk, I do think that maybe some more air and everything else will come together, and also stop your integration a little sooner. Right about, well, hold on. Integrate, and stop there, honestly. Lart and financial advice on the live stream is true. Listen, they might ban that stuff one day. You should get in. You should get in while you can. Make that money. I'm sure plenty of people would pay to see these. Look at that. They were so in focus right there. Look at that. The camera went away from the cup and straight to your feet and decided to focus right on your feet. I feel bad. I'm so sorry. Look, I don't want to come at you guys for always doing this, but yeah, I'm going to do it. Every single time you do this, I'm going to call you out on it. Because somebody called me out on it. And this is how we learn. This is how we pass the torch of bulliedom. I'm kidding. We're not bullies here. It's all love. It's all love. That being said, it's all love for the dogs. Alrighty. Let's get out of there. But great job, Nathan. I'm just messing with you. I'm just giving you a hard time. Trust, I've had hard times. I just realized I always put my picture against the cup lid. I understand what you mean. Now, I try to do it in the air. Still unstable ripple for a swan. Any comment is appreciated. Okay, let's see it. Nice, nice. Whoa. This looks pretty good. You were saying your issue is that you're always putting your picture against the cup's like lip, like this part of the cup. When do you do that? And now you're trying to go high. Okay. I think you're trying to like kind of mentally do kind of a little too much right here. Just when you start to land, kind of try to land kind of backwards. Let me see how you landed here. Let's see if I can, how close it is to what you already do. So you integrate, that's great. I would probably stop it right about there. Yeah, and then land, and then, okay. So when you do this part and you start to drift forward, don't come back up higher to push it forward like that. And then you also, when you're starting to back up, you slow your stream down. And there's a couple things going on here. And on top of all that, you broke up your ripple pattern a little bit. I would say you could practice the ripples with water a little longer, or just try to get closer. Honestly, there's nothing wrong with resting this pitcher against the lip of the cup as long as it's helping you stay stable. You know, and eventually you'll work yourself away from that once you have your ripple pattern like in lock. But your ripples kind of got broken up right there. See how they kind of choked up, and then they're not wide enough, and then they get wide again. So you're like rippling, stopping, increasing the ripple, stopping, increasing the ripple. You have the ability to ripple. There's just like something choking you up. So I would practice not letting that happen with water, and make sure your ripples are just on lock. Try to stay closer. You don't try to be so high. There's no reason to be high. You can slow your flow rate instead of being super high. But if you are worried about touching the lip right here, I think that's okay. I don't think that's a big deal. Some people think that's like a bad etiquette because you can spill. And it is true, if you're doing like tulips and you're scooping up, you can end up spilling backwards on the picture, and it can kind of pull your design backwards. That's not great. But for the most part, it's fine. If it helps you stabilize, if it helps you at least start the pour, then you can kind of like start the pour and you're naturally tilting and just stay like a little bit above, but not this thing. You did a great swan here. This is where your compliment sandwich comes in. It's time to give you that. Hope you're hungry. Compliment sandwich. You did a really good swan here. I actually really love this wing. I love how you pulled it in. I wish your neck was a little more straight, but it is beautiful because you do have a nice little head right here with a nice little beak. You clearly know how to do the swan, and you have a nice set amount of ripples. There's just that choking up moment, and I would say the unnecessary approach from going up higher. You don't necessarily have to do that, but play with it. I think you'll like the results. I didn't even use my thing. I like how your wing goes up here and comes down here. This neck should be more like this versus like this. This is helpful. I love this thing. You can also do this where you type stuff. It's amazing. You can keep it forever. Oh, I messed up. All right, no more playing around. Let's get out of here. Ooh, I forgot I have to turn it off every time. It's honestly inconvenient. It's honestly inconvenient. But it's good. It's good. It works for, when you say fur, like you're saying fur, it's a very Texas thing. I do that because I am originally from Texas, and I used to have like my teachers would yell at me trying to correct the fur out of me. I don't know why they were trying to change my accent. Weird. But it happened. It's real life. These are photos. That's the same swan. Nathan, you killed it. I remember you. This is what I used for the thumbnail. I'm so sorry. Ow. Sorry, let me reposition. Also, let me turn the chat back on because I accidentally clicked out of it by mistake. Okay. Oh no, sorry guys, give me like 1 second. I'm not trying to make you wait too long. I have to open up the chat through a different window because when I do this, when I like do this through Streamlabs, I like to have both my windows up and I just have one little screen. So one window is like you guys, this, and the other window is me, but it compresses the chat built into Streamlabs, so I can't see it. So I have to pull up the chat when I'm doing like a YouTube live. There's like a separate chat panel you can find. I have to do that. It's a whole thing. Oh, I found it. Okay, great. We're crushing it. We're crushing it. Okay, I'm ready to get back in. For this, I would just make sure you're landing symmetrically. It looks like one side didn't quite connect. Make sure your picture is kind of lined up correctly when you're backing down or starting that pour. I do love that you did like this slow, wide, side to side with the ripples. Just try to get that connection. Hi, MEB. Hey, that's me. I forgot that's my name. I super chatted last stream but wasn't on Discord yet to submit. Trying to get more consistent with my tulips, meaning I want to control the thickness of each layer and the way it wraps so that it'll look symmetrical and not always look lopsided, and which sometimes happens. Sometimes happens in the photo. Oh, I see. So you said you're trying to get better at controlling thickness. I think that makes sense. This person said you should push forward from the middle. Doing that should work, and I agree. So like you should, when you're doing each layer, you should kind of land and guide them forward rather than just throwing them. You want to stay with them. Essentially, when I do tulips, I do them a little differently than a lot of people who just throw the layers. I do tulips where I stack them one at a time as if they are individual monks' heads. So I like hold the picture down and follow with it the entire way, right? So I'm like holding it on and following it with it. Going above that, pushing in. And if I want the tulip to wrap a layer, I'll make sure that the layers are close to each other when I do these pushes. If I want them to never wrap, I'll separate them further. So these don't really wrap. That's because they were pushed probably from the top each time. It looks like this is the one you held the longest. It's the most symmetrical and it's the most rounded. So that's the same rule that's going to apply to all of these, because essentially these are all the same thing. They're all hearts, right? And if you're talking about different sizes will come from donating different amounts of foam and how close you are to the surface. If you're a little high from the surface, some of your milk's going to sink. This may be from you throwing it, or it could be from some of your milk sinking, but some of your milk can sink. If the closer you are, the more blob you're going to get. There's kind of a middle ground when you're making tulips because you don't want too thick. And if you just want the first layer to be thin too, then you can, again, be kind of more gentle with it and not pour as much. Those would be my tips, I would say. Consider the distance between them if you want them to wrap. Land symmetrically backwards and hold them together like a monk's head. All right, Gustavo, I'll get you in 1 minute. Actually, I'll do it right now. Y'all remember this. 6/7/25. Also, maybe I'll play around with a few of these. These look really pretty. I want to get into some more advanced territory soon. Gustavo, are you this one? We got a lot of new people. We'll start here. We'll start here. There's a lot of submissions. Okay, I have a couple of notes. The first note, I think you can probably get tighter foam. So your foam has like some visible bubbles. I would focus on finding a way to mix those bubbles more. It's very possible there's a couple things going on. Either you're injecting air after the beginning, which when you turn on the steam wand, the first thing you should do is kind of get the air in and then just let it roll and really mix around. And if you hit any air later in that, you're going to get new bubbles that are too big. They won't break down. Or you went too hot, or you just have a little too much texture. It's actually a good texture to drink. It's just that with a sharp spout, you have to understand with the spouts, if it's rounded, more foam can come out. If it's sharp, less liquid can come out and foam. So you end up just getting like a foam dome. It kind of works on, it ends up on both. Like if you have too much foam and you have a round spout, you're going to dump a bunch of foam. If you have too much foam and a sharp spout, you're going to dump a bunch of foam in a different way. I can't really explain it. I can explain it. Let me think how I would explain that. Round spouts dump it faster, but sharp spouts dump it more like bricked together, if that makes sense. Do you know what I'm saying? Ooh. It's hot. Owie. Love. So like you can see it here, like a round spout would just plume out the foam. It would be like all over the place. It would fill the cup up. With a sharp spout, you still get some clarity, but you don't get as much because the foam is just too thick. And it gets like bunched up because the spout is so narrow. It doesn't have anywhere it can't swing around. So you can't really loosen it. Pardon my belly button. Oh, we'll get to that belly button in a minute. I'm going to grill you on the belly button. I'm just kidding. Okay. So I would just say it looks like your foam might just be a little thick or just a little crunchy because the bubbles weren't fully mixed the best they could have been. I would just focus on trying to get those bubbles a little more mixed during the steaming. You know, if you take the steam wand and it's like against the pitcher to an angle and you're making the vortex, you can just stay there. Or if you want to do a pro move, nobody ever talks about this because it's what I do every time, and I'm going to put it in a video soon, but whatever. Is you move it just slightly to the center, but not in the center. It's kind of like a little more in between the center and the middle and down more. So you angle the spout, or you angle the steam wand down while you're steaming. It's very dangerous. You shouldn't do this. But you'll take it and you'll like adjust it down so that it's not just in the center in the middle or too off the center a little bit in the middle. It's like aiming down, and it's creating this even deeper, stronger vortex, which has a high chance of pulling in aggressive amounts of air if you're not careful. But if you don't pull in any air, it's going to really tighten up that foam because it's more chaotic. It's good. I'll show you a video of it soon. That could help. Like when I get too much bursts of air in the beginning, I use that technique to pull the air under immediately so that I have more time to mix it. You can also, if you ever get too much air at the end of your pour, like you accidentally get an extra spurt of air, don't mix it in. Just like let it dissipate. Like if I was at the very end of steaming and I accidentally moved my hand and I got a little bit of air, I'll just tap it out. Tap it out because it's not going to matter. Sorry, I'm rambling, but it's not going to matter. It didn't mix in. You can just tap it out. So any air that didn't mix in, you can just tap out. But I would also recommend, like, you shouldn't have to transfer during service. But if it's like for personal use, I would maybe say play around with that too. I don't know. I take that back. Don't transfer for service. Just get better at milk. You're doing a really good job. That's no diss. I just mean to say, like, we want to see the most velvety milk ever. That's the vibe. Actually, let's talk about the pour. Let's talk about the actual pour. I love your ripples. And I love the flow rate, and I love these leaves. A lot of good. I would say that all this would be so much more impressive if your milk could glide a little bit more. Do you know what I'm saying? If it was just a little looser, and like a little looser. And then it won't get so stuck right here. See how it's like stuck? It can't really even fight against the crema. It's just too much crunchy foam was donated into this cup before you did the pour. And up here, there's crunchy foam, but the foam's not well mixed, so it's mostly like watery underneath. And things just aren't moving around the way they would if they were all mixed together, more tight. More tight, they feel like, I don't even know what it is. It just feels like magic. It feels like ice skating. It just glides. It should naturally glide. Yeah, it is hard to make a good vortex because of how fast things go. That's true. That's why I'm like, when I get there, I'm like, ready to go. Oh no. It's okay, guys. Don't be scared. I have other batteries. I know you're scared. Don't be scared. Wait, it's me. I'm scared. What were we saying? It's okay. Always struggle with making good vortex before the milk warms up. Yeah, so when I go there, I'm just like, I walk up, I take it, I'm there. I'm to the side, I'm injecting, and then immediately, once I get all my air in, I immediately pitch the steam wand down and do that trick I was telling you guys about. You don't have to do that. You could also just go into the position of letting it roll, but you got to do that at least. It just immediately, you got to do like that motion of going towards the transition from injection to rolling, but like quick. I feel like I said a whole lot of nothing. I feel like I didn't add any value there. That's okay. It's okay. We don't always have to add value, Emily. Let's do more. I do like this Rosetta. I think your Rosetta is solid. I think just like a little looser milk it'll all come together and you'll be really happy with it. More. Let's do more. Oh wait, they can't do more. We can't do more on this one because it's going upward. Let's do everybody who's here today, who submitted today. This is beautiful. These are gorgeous. I love the little like, Aussie cappuccino vibes. I really love the line clarity here. And I love the little leaves with the little curls. I love Rosettas like this. These are classic. I know I pour chunkier, flowier Rosettas. I find them to be like aesthetically gorgeous and fun. And I like to pour those. But there is something really beautiful about these. This is like something, when I first started in coffee, I remember having photos of coffees like this as my screensaver on my phone because I wanted to be able to pour things like this. Like, I really like the tight knit. I like when the wing does this. Really nice. Kind of nice gradual up. And I like the tight little leaves. And I like how symmetrical you are. A little bit of a choke here in the ripple. And I would say, you know, this is actually that traditional style, but these ripples are doing something different than what these ripples and these ripples did. Either it's a distance thing, or you're not rippling wide enough, or something. It would be cool to see them all kind of curl in, you know? I just think that would be kind of nice. And then maybe more consistency on this one, but that's honestly so nitpicky. And on the top heart, I actually really like the little tiny heart, but don't be afraid to give it a wiggle, or don't be afraid to put in one more heart if you want it to be more rounded. I actually like the tiny though. I don't know if I'd change that. My cat wants to get outside. That's crazy. Look, she's trying to leave. She can't leave. Now this pour is advanced compared to this pour. Some things going on here that I would say you could work on, like getting closer to the surface. You might have had too much milk or something here because, you know, you start with a nice push, but you're a little asymmetrical in your push. That's why it's only sticking to one side. And overall, it's a little faint, which I think either is you had too much milk or your milk is just a little thin, but it doesn't look thin. It's probably not. Or you were a little too high from the surface. But kind of looks like maybe too much milk. And a little bit of asymmetry when you landed or pushed, however you decided to do that, because this is showing signs of contrast and this is not, meaning you're leaning one way or you're kind of up a little bit. Your base, your amount of ripples is fantastic. Like this is so good. You got 1, 2, I guess that's kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Like beautiful wing ripples. Kind of asymmetrical. This is like missing a few. You got to make sure you're kind of leaning in the middle or staying in the middle and rippling consistently. But not just consistently in rhythm, consistently in width as well is very important. This layer I like. I would have preferred these layers to not be pushed in so deep so this layer doesn't get stretched so much. Do you see what I'm saying? Kind of got overly stretched, I think. Hi, come here. Come here, I'll pick you up. I'll say hi to the chat. Come here. I can't move too much, Clem, or I'll end up with my feet on camera because my toesy woesies are out. Y'all haven't really met Clem much yet. This is Clem. She's the other cat. She's not always on camera. She's beautiful. She knows it. And she wants attention. She said, Emily, you've been streaming forever. Look at her little face. Look at her. She's like, oh my God, I love that spot. She's my shoulder cat. She'll jump on my shoulder and hang out there all day. We're bonded. I can't want to get like an allergy attack like last time, but Clem's usually much cleaner in terms of like dust than Dahlia is, and it's usually Dahlia that kind of attracts, I think, dust and dander on her fur, and it gets on my face and I'm like, oh no. Oh, she doesn't like that. You don't like that? Everybody say hi. Everybody give a like for Clem. She's not gonna be happy unless you give a like for Clem. Also, yeah, hit the like. Hit the like. Get out of here. Hit that like and stuff. Hit the like little heart. I'll hit it. I'm gonna hit the 100 a bunch of times myself. That's right. Oh, gosh, don't let it happen. Okay. All right, let's see. Yes. Okay, so this layer, oh gosh, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. No, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. You can see like cat hair everywhere now, flying around. Gosh, I need to comb them. Do we like a middle part or do we like bangs? Be honest. Middle part or bangs? Middle part? I don't really like my forehead, so I tend to wear bangs, is what it is. Fuck. Sorry, I fucked up my face and now I'm like trying to fix it all on stream. That's crazy. Thank you for the help, Emily. I'll try your tips. I'm going to try to post more, by the way. Please do. Please post more. I would love to see updates. I'm like a doctor. I want to come check in on you. Wow. We got a donation. I'm not sure for like what the equivalent that donation is, but it's amazing. Thank you for the donation. I'm so thankful. I appreciate that. I actually don't know what kind of monetary, what kind of like currency that is, but thank you, thank you, thank you. Variety is the spice of life. Yeah. Bangs today, part tomorrow. Yeah. Wait, I forgot to post on Instagram that we were doing this. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna post on Instagram really quick. Oh, fudge. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't, because what if I do that and then I have an allergy outbreak from Clem? Ooh, it's getting hot in here. Not taking off a single layer. Yeah, I'm liking bangs more. I've had bangs for a while. I used to keep them really kind of crazy, but I've been trying to tame them a little bit more lately. And I think it's looking better than the crazy. But, you know, without bangs, I just have like a really strong brow bone, you know? So I just like, my favorite feature. But, you know, without them, it like, I feel like it ages me up. But I'd have to grow them out. And growing out bangs is like a super hard, tedious task. You have to deal with a lot of awkward days. Yeah. Okay, I'm not going to touch my hair anymore. Back to the pour. I got so distracted, guys. ADD, Clem, bangs. Both is good. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. I probably won't be ever caught dead going outside without bangs or a hat. I just don't. I have to like, it has to be like braided or something cute, kind of like when it's like braided and pulled back, it's like, it looks really cute and kind of snatched in a way. It's really adorable. And I'll do that. That's fine. It's like my best hippy dippy vibes. Anyway, guys, stop it. You're getting me distracted. Okay, so this layer, here, where is this? This layer right here, the wing in the middle, I wouldn't have pushed so deep. I would have actually pushed a little lighter from up here so that it doesn't end up wrapping so high. See, this is helpful. Maybe what I'll do though is I'll fix it this way. We'll turn it into thin. Yeah, so instead of it coming like up this way, it would come up maybe like that much more. I think it would look really good. I think it would look really good. These layers are great. I do think they could be more evenly stacked. You pushed really deep into the first layer. See how it completely wraps in right there? But the second layer didn't wrap in. It kind of stops right here, right there. And then the third layer kind of did the job, but didn't get a lot of distance. Try to make sure you're getting the same amount of brown in between these layers so that they pop more. And push them deep enough so that they each wrap is ideal for sure. Do your lives have a specific day, or is it whenever you can? It's whenever I can. It's whenever I can. I'll try to make them a little more consistent in the future. It's a tough thing to do. What did you say? Honestly, the whole fit is fire. Thank you. It's just like a sheer thingy thing, and then like a tank top, and then my hair is chaos. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. I have to reposition. I was like rocking the sunglasses earlier, but it's nighttime. I feel like I'd look crazy if I was like in here like, hey y'all, let's do it. So yeah, that looks like that. Like I just look like so, what's the word? Douchey. A little. Those are cute though. Those are cute. And I like your top heart. Finish his last thought I had. I like your top heart. It's nice. It is a little chunky, but I like it. And yeah, this is a really beautiful pour. Something I absolutely love about this pour is these thin lines right here. All of these in between the actual little like ring, the wings of the wing. You know what I mean? The ripples of the wing. This like thin, like pulled taffy look. Absolutely beautiful. 10 out of 10. Look at that. Look at that. That's really cool. All right, let's get out of this pour though. We spent a long time here. How do I, wait, what's happening? Oh, it's hiding behind my camera. That's why. Looking for critique. I wanted my base to be more crisp and winged. Okay. This is good. Actually, let me watch the whole thing first. Love that. Love that cut through. You have too much milk in the end, which might make it harder for you. You have a lot of milk in the end. I would make sure you have exactly the milk you need, like a couple mils more than you need for the cut through, but honestly, not that much more. Just enough to like when you do the cut through, it's not like foam trickling, you know, but you don't want any more than that. You want exactly the amount you need. The reason you want exactly the amount you need is one, so you don't spill, but two, so you can do that part longer. You can integrate, stop, then you integrate it a little longer than I would, which would give you more base, give you more opportunity for more wing. And then when you land, you're doing a good job of landing, but you're not really like driving the movement forward, or even like you could land backwards and drive it forward. Like I do the push base. You could kind of throw it forward. You're kind of just letting it do its own thing, and you're staying close to it. See how your pitcher's spout is staying close to these ripples? Kind of the idea is like you either add a little bit of milk to the liquid and then drift backwards and let it kind of shoot away from you, or you land and push it, or you just like hit it with a lot of stream, a lot of current so that it pushes away from you. Kind of like one of those variants that allows the milk to move away from you. When it moves away from you, you catch more brown, more color, more of that crispiness. And your milk, you can kind of swing it more. There's more space for it to end up filling in, and you can take longer. Now, another thing I would say is that if you started a little sooner, you'd be allowed to ripple as much as you want. Don't be afraid to ripple more than the 4 or 5 times you just did there, and go for 9. But you got to start sooner if you want to go for 9. So what I would recommend is that you kind of like integrate a little less. I'm not going to teach you to do the push base, but I will say you can go to my 5 bases in 5 minutes video. I have all of them there. But I would do land backwards, push it forwards, come back with the pitcher just a little bit, all in one like motions, like you're kind of pushing it, but you're not going with it. You're not going to follow with the stream when you push it. You're going to let it go away from you. You want to learn the push base for sure? All right, I'll make a video on it. I keep saying I'll make all these videos. I've been meaning to make a video on that. I will make one for you. It's one of my favorite ways to pour. I do talk about it briefly in that 5 base video, but like it's not to the level that it could have been spoken about. I do speak about it when I teach in person classes and lecture. I do speak about it in pretty deep detail. I use like a chart to show you the effects. It's cool. So I'll just try to make a video on that for you guys. That'd be cool. This is a really great pour. I also want you to know that like I'm not coming at you for any of this. I think those are the improvements you could get, is that you could get more color, more pop, more of that crispiness from starting a little sooner, landing and getting a little more of that forward flow, momentum, push going on, and some swinging. And don't be afraid to ripple like a million times. Just keep rippling. Whenever your like base is moving away from you, just keep rippling until it starts to come up and towards where your spout is sitting, essentially kind of like the middle of the cup. Because the base is going to naturally start to climb, and once it starts to climb, that's when you can fill it in by moving forward with your ripples. Or you can stay there and let it get longer and longer and longer. You could literally never stop rippling. It'll be like a rippled heart. The longer you ripple, the more elongated the design is going to look kind of at the bottom because you're kind of filling it in, filling it in, filling it in, filling it in. So there's a give and take, but you could technically just go on forever. You could be spilling out the cup and still rippling. Do whatever you want. But yeah, more. It's fucking hot in here. I turn off the AC. I unplug my fridge whenever I do these because they're very loud. And then my cats end up just making a bunch of noise. But if I had kept them on, you would have heard them, and they're kind of disruptive. Kitty, what are you doing? Come here, Dahlia. See if we can get the other cat. Let's see if we can get the other cat. Come here, Dahlia. Come here. There's no way. She's not doing it. Rest in peace of the milk in the fridge. I know. I make sure it's like cranked as cold as it can be. And then I turn it off, and I usually don't. Usually it stays fine because it's insulated, you know? And so see, I'm getting sweaty. That's why my bangs are doing this weird thing. It's insulated. So as long as I don't open it, I keep my water next to me. It's hot in here, though. It's been hot lately. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the feedback, Isabel. I will give you more updates on the base video once I make it, I guess. This has been really fun. I wonder how many more we should do. I didn't want to do this all night. I don't know how long I want to go. This is pretty. I like the symmetry of this. I like the consistency of this. I think more layers here. Get that same thing going on here. Get more color. Get more distance in that base and fill it in with more layers. Don't be afraid to go crazy. Fill it in a lot. Let's work backwards a little. This is pretty good. I think that you know that you broke the back wall, and I also do that sometimes, and that's fine. I love that you're getting color in your base. You're getting a lot of distance and movement in that milk. A lot of flow, a lot of a staggered wiggle. Ripple, ripple, ripple. You're kind of rippling on the offbeat, just giving you all this beautiful color in pockets of brown. But you're not rippling consistently in your width. Like, things are kind of like off a little bit somewhere because you're not curling in enough. Or you're like moving the picture weird, or everything's just a little asymmetrical, probably a little asymmetrical when you started. I don't really think this is not a video, so I can't give you exactly what happened. Can I get some quick help? I'm a little confused. I'm not sure if it's the beans or maybe I'm steaming differently. But I changed the beans a couple of days ago, and now my lines are just wiggling and not holding much definition. Okay, wait, hold on. Let me take back everything I said. There's also a lot of definition here. I don't know if I would say that was a true statement. The one on the right is from the last batch, maybe 4 days ago, wondering if it's because the beans are just older or stuff like that with milk texture. Honestly, this looks fine. If you're saying that's the good one, that's the control. Wait, where's the thing? There we go. Sorry, I have to find it. It's under my camera. And then this is the problem. Oh, yeah, the texture does look a little runny and weird and watery. Yeah, I mean, it could be age affects the beans. Quality affects the beans. Sometimes just different roast to roast can be like that. Ideally, they're not like that. It almost never happens where the same roast from the same roaster will be that different. But, different varieties of beans can do this. Sometimes weird processes can do this, I don't know to tell you. It could be a technique issue. It could be the coffee. One of the things that you should make sure it is like you should try to find a different coffee and see if it's something going on with your wand, with your ratio, your recipe, your steaming, or if it's actually like the coffee. I would just try to eliminate the variables. Ugh, it's hot and I'm all sweaty. Okay, this is gorgeous. I love this. I love the brown ring right here in between these layers. I don't like the pull back here, but I do that sometimes too. And honestly, I can forgive it because I just like the shape. I like it. I forgive things sometimes. It's fine. You don't have to be perfect all the time. Do you know what I'm saying? I like this layer, and I like all these wings. I think this layer could have been whipped a little more, caught a little more brown, get a little more color. And then this wing right here could have had more like flow going on, so that there's more color in between these. You need movement to catch the color in between those. I do like the shape though. Could have been a texture issue. because it does look a little velvety. What? We're going backwards. Oh, low-hanging vegetable. That's so funny. Yeah, we're going backwards. I like the pour. I would whip this layer more, catch more color, kind of like whip it a little longer and wider. The longer you are rippling, the more ripples you'll get. And maybe lift the pitcher a little so that you have a little bit more of a wispy layer there instead of a thicker layer. I don't know. Just play around with that. Sorry, I gotta send a message really quick. 1 second. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm back. What'd y'all do? Did y'all get in trouble? Yeah, I would try to do that second layer a little higher, a little bit more of that. Like let the milk kind of sink a little when you do the whip, and you don't have to pour. You don't have to pour as heavy. And then have a little bit of flow somehow in your base, just to get that movement from before you, like from those ripples. So those ripples need to be moving away from the spout when you do them, so that you catch more of that brown in between. It'll look good. It'll look good. I love this layer up here. Ignore this. Just try not to let it happen as often, and try to kind of dip in and forward and through. And yeah, but honestly, like I do that sometimes. It happens. And it's good. It's a good pour. It could just get more color. I like your symmetry. I like your design shape in general. It looks good. Oh, that's what you said. You chickened out on the extra stack. That's funny. You would have had space if you had the milk. You would have had space. What's happening? Oh no. Ugh. Rub my face on the mic. Oh no, not because of the pour. Oh no, because of the spill. Yikes, yikes. Still a pretty tulip. I think maybe your texture is just a little thick and you have a little too much milk. But it's a beautiful tulip. This is exactly what's happening. This is a good meme for this. This is so good, actually. Why isn't it popping up? Oh, here we go. That is literally what you did with that pour. You hid the gross. There have been plenty of times when I've had like my cup in my hand, and this is like I like a throwdown, and I don't have a rag, and I want to wipe a spill off the side. I will like hold the cup in a way that my hand takes the spill with it, if that makes sense. Like I drag my hand with it when I set it down, and you don't notice I'm doing it. So like I'll set it down, and my fingers will like stroke it. Why am I being so weird? I'm sorry. Basically doing this though, hiding the blemish. Oops. Oh, okay. God, it's so hard to use this thing. Beautiful. Don't spill. Have a little less milk. And, yeah, I would need to see more here to give you more feedback. Now this is, like this person said, perfection. That's gorgeous. I like your kettle too. I like a very kitchen-y, eclectic-y kettle. This is stunning. I know you probably didn't submit this for critique. You probably just submitted this. But I'm going to critique it. So there are some things I would fix about this. I mean, I absolutely love your base. I love how much it's wrapped in. I love how symmetrical it is. I love how consistent it is. I adore this second layer. Perfect second layer. I mean, stunning. I really don't have any notes on this first two. Little bit of stuff going on down here, but like, and up here, but I do that. You know what I mean? Like, I forgive the blemishes for the sake of the overall beauty sometimes. There are certain things that are great that can be forgivable. This is super cool what you're doing up here. How it becomes this kind of like curl and then cuts back in like that, but in that very like rounded way into the heart. I've never seen it be like this, is this kind of shape. Exactly. I like this heart being tucked in like that. It's not creating a triangle. It's wrapping in, but not overly wrapping in. And I like it. It looks cool. These layers are a little inconsistent. And so is your push. So I'd work on that. Your push or your drift or whatever you did. And because you did all this at the top, you are getting this effect where it is now egg shaped, right? And your cup is, I think, either you broke your base weird or your cup might be just a little wider on one side. I have one that does that. It's beautiful though. It's like one of these pours you can look at and just get lost, and it's hypnotizing, mesmerizing, exactly. This up here though, you want these to be consistent. You okay, baby? My kitty meowing. I don't know why. I fed them. Maybe they're hot. It's kind of hot in here. I love the symmetry. I love the cut through. I just want these layers to be consistent. These last two are just not the same consistency as the first two, probably because you're trying to tuck them all in and make them wrap, but really cool. You're working. Hi, Emily. I'm a new barista trying to get better at latte art, and I work in a bakery that mainly focuses on pastries. Do you have any advice for practicing latte art while keeping quality? I would practice get a pitcher at home and like practice with water, the ripples, if you're ever doing like rippley stuff, just so you don't have to waste milk to practice it. And I'd watch a lot of videos. I would save a lot of videos on Instagram and kind of like really try to pinpoint what it is about those that work. And because if you're busy and you're at a pastry shop, you probably can't record all your pours. If you could record your pours, you'd get to know exactly what you're doing right and wrong immediately by comparing to others. It's really easy. Kind of like looking at one person, seeing what you do, seeing why those don't match up, you know. But practicing, I would practice like technique with a pitcher with water at home so you're not wasting any product. If you want to get kind of good at that, the practicing the motions, and then just dial in your steam. Like the milk is the hardest part. Focus on getting perfect milk every time. You start steaming, the first thing you want to do is get air, but you want to get the air very gently. You don't want to get aggressive air, but you also don't want it to be thin. And if it's screaming at you, it's thin or it's overheated. And then after you got the air, you just got to roll it around. It's really, like I'm simplifying it, but it is pretty simple in theory. But once you like nail it, your life's going to be so easy. Like you just got to get the milk right and practice the motions at home and watch a lot of videos. You'll see competitors at competitions practicing with water. It's not just like a cop-out to be like, oh, you can't use real milk in coffee. You can, if you can acquire it. I used to practice with real milk and coffee too, but water is free. Well, not free, but it's less of a waste. It's still a waste. You should drink it afterwards, actually. I take it all back, or give it to your plants. Okay. I think I'm going to do a couple more. I think I'm going to end pretty soon. I don't want to go too late today. I just wanted to do this a little bit, hang out with you guys. It's been fun. We'll do a couple more though. My cat gave up. Wait, we get a video. I'm going backwards, so I didn't even get to see the video. Wait, this is going to be so good. Oh, heck yeah. Oh, but it starts right after the push. That's the worst. No diss. You're good. I wish I could have seen how you did this. Yeah, okay, so really quick. Please explain adding air gently. So whenever you're adding air, don't think about it like adding air based on time. It's not going to be like add air for 3 seconds. It's not going to be add air for 5 seconds. It's going to be like every time you move the pitcher down to inject air, you're either doing it really aggressively or really delicately. And basically how much the steam tip is exposed right above the surface or right at the surface, like the higher it is, the more aggressive it's going to be. So if it's submerged when you start and you come up in like millimeters, like right here till it's just barely going, that like super light sound, that's like the lightest you can go when you're injecting air. And if you were to go above the surface, you are just going to be machine gunning your milk with air. And where does the air come from is actually a really important understanding. The air does not come from the steam wand, right? Because the steam wand isn't really air. It's just like, well, it's got air in it, but it's steam, right? The air is, it's water. It's evaporated water. The air is coming from the puncture of the milk. So the steam's power pushing into the milk, you can kind of imagine it like if you're doing a cannonball. Let's say I slowed that down in slow motion. When you do the cannonball in water, there's going to be like a little gap of air behind you, right? And it's going to fill in with water. But in milk, it doesn't fill in. It gets kind of punched in deeper, and then the proteins allow them to be encapsulated in protein and essentially make bubbles. And then you break the bubbles down over time by letting them roll in the milk, right? So the sound and the intensity go together. The sound should sound, I always say it sounds like when you're tearing a $5,000 check. Do you know that sound? Or like when you're tearing like the deed to a house. You know? It shouldn't sound like aggressive, like it shouldn't be like a lot of noises for you guys. Please don't take these and use them against me anywhere. No, it should sound delicate, gentle, and the gentler it is, the more times you're gonna have to kind of do that. If you're working in a commercial shop, you probably have a very powerful steam wand, likely, maybe because you're in a patisserie, so maybe not. But it's possible you have a powerful steam wand. And so in your case, you might want like 3 or 4 gentle spurts of air. That might be enough. It's hard to know until I know your scenario. If you were working on something really weak at home, you would want maybe like 20 bursts of really gentle air, something like that. It really depends. But the idea is gentle at the very beginning, especially if it's a commercial machine and it's like powerful. And then immediately once you get all the air you need, either by volume, by visual, or the milk gets warm, you could just raise it and then it'll submerge the steam tip, right? They're going to teach you that if you don't already know that. You already know that, right? I'm just saying like the delicateness of the sound is the most important thing. Like 6 of those, 4 of those, something like that. It's really not about time. Like it's not like you're going to do it for 3 seconds because like if you hesitate in between any of those, then that adds on to your time or takes away from your time. So time doesn't make any sense. So don't if anyone tells you how to do it through time, don't listen to them. It's good to be prompt and like it's good to get it done within the first like 15 or first 5 to 10 seconds for sure, but it doesn't last a certain amount of time. Oh, if it's Anita, I mean it should be good. My cat is trying to get into the cabinet. Hi. What are you doing? What are you doing, Dahlia? It looks like we might be at the end of our run. This is fun, though. Having fun. Ooh, someone's having a party outside. I'm jealous. I wasn't invited. Okay. Can we get some likes in the chat? Can we get some likes and some loves and some of these? Maybe the embarrassments one, maybe a smiley one. Thank you guys. Thank you. You have some idea of how to get the sound about you. I have some of an idea about to get the sound and cringe when the new coworkers do it wrong. Yeah, it's the worst. You can hear it from across the room. I can hear it in any cafe I go to. Your Rosetta is 4 or 5 messages above that one. All right, Jose, we'll do you right now. Jose, we'll do you right now. This is getting better, by the way. I want to see the same amount of contrast on both sides and then fill this in evenly. So make sure you're rippling widely, Xander. Everything else looking really good. Looking really good. Oh, we went to your pour today because we went backwards. Sorry. Not sorry because it benefited you, but that's why we went. That's why we got to your pour. This is pretty good. I want to see more getting close to the surface and just do more ripples. Do more ripples for me. Keep going. Everything you're doing pretty good with the flow, but don't stop rippling. Keep rippling and stay close. Men, we'll come back. I want to get Jose's really quick. I love floor. Like the lighting is cool. Nice. Your milk's still thin. Your milk is thin. That's why it's not working. Your flow is good. Your milk is thin. It's just like, see how there's like not a lot of foam, and that looks beautiful. You're really close. Your milk is just a little thin. Yeah, that's the problem. Because you have exactly the right motions. You're doing everything correctly. You just need to add a little more air and swirl it a little longer and let that air kind of get to that. Let the air look like this, but it won't flow like this. Do you know what I'm saying? A lot of people like end up steaming thin, thinking the milk has to like glide a certain way. You can make thicker milk glide like this and it'll stick better and wobble and do things for you a little easier. Not thick milk, but thicker milk. Just a little more air. Like an extra spurt or two. And you'll be in. Because your technique is good. The push base. Don't be afraid to kind of throw the base a little further back. Kind of stay with it a little longer and launch it since you're using a thinner milk. If you were using thicker milk, you probably wouldn't have to do that. But honestly, I still really love this. I think it's a beautiful Rosetta. It's just a little thin, so things kind of got a little wobbly. I want to give you more notes on this. I just think that, can you do this exact thing again, but can you like give me more air? Can you just like give me one more spurt of air than this? Exactly. Neff, too thin a milk is wavy and spindly, and too thick a milk is blobby and doesn't flow much. It's exactly right. Exactly. And there's kind of like a Goldilocks in between where you can have like milk that's feels thin when you pour with it, but doesn't wobble around too much. Looking at it from this angle, honestly doesn't look that thin. It looks really good. It's just like needs one more spurt of air. It just needs one more spurt of air so everything will stick the landing a little better and be a little more consistent here, 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 and here. But adding a little more air, and you could even go thicker. You could go like not cappuccino, like traditional cappuccino thick, but pretty close, and put that milk in a bigger container, like a Starbucks pitcher. And because it's such a wide open edge and it's a wide bucket-like container, the milk thins out in that larger space. It's stretched more, so the foam is stretched more. So here's a concept. The bigger the pitcher, the more foam you can add to your milk. Not a lot more, but a little more, because it's going to be stretched out more, right? So the equivalent, so like in a smaller pitcher, you have to go thinner, just a little bit. Or at least more of your foam has to be kind of mixed throughout when you're pouring in the beginning. But in a bigger pitcher, you do want like a tiny bit more foam so that it can stretch out. And kind of mimic what it would have been like in a normal pitcher. Yeah, you got to go to the cafe right now. This is beautiful. I want to see you update this one more time. I think you're going to nail it. This little like leaf here is so hard to get, and it looks great. And I just want to see them just a little thicker. Not thick, Jose, not thick. Just a little more air, and then a lot more swirling. Good job, though. Good job. Luna's not here today, I don't think. So, okay, Luna did a good job of what I was kind of saying a second ago, how when you land, you can kind of throw it further back. You can see it went further back here, but also Luna's milk is a little thicker. Same pitcher. Same pitcher. Different pour, but same pitcher. That's a better representation of the milk. This might still be that's actually pretty good. But see how things just kind of hold together a little better? And Luna can get away with pouring heavier without it falling apart. So you could even pour lighter and take your time. It's just like things aren't going to wobble around as much. This is one of Luna's better pours, but not their best pour. I think we've talked about this one before, actually. Anyway, I want to see more ripples, Luna, in that base. I want to see you stop a little sooner right there. Come land, push, throw it, slow that flow rate down just a little bit so you can add a few more ripples. Your cup's filling up too fast. That was pretty good. That one's a little asymmetrical. You came in at a weird angle for that. And then the top heart is good, but I wouldn't try to wrap these because it's just not going to wrap, and then it's going to over wrap and it's not going to be even. It's going to create that egg shape right here where it's thin, pointy up here and thick and round down here. More ripples, push into the base. We'll thin this out. Start a little sooner. Don't have too much milk. You're going to overflow. Wait, you can do that? What? I did not know I could insert my own ads. Does that turn ads on for you guys? Or are there ads now? No, right? No. Okay. There's a button that says I can do an ad. Oh, I guess it just like does it as you go. I didn't know you could do that. That's really cool. Okay. Cha-ching. I need to make a little more money. Oh, wait. Yeah, no, I do. I mean, this streaming on YouTube makes $0 except for what everybody donates. It's pretty rough. It's like almost nothing. And then, I haven't been posting as much this last few months. I've been really busy and dealing with a lot of stuff and just working on some things. More is coming. But we had a little break. All right, you have to go to sleep. People are on vacation in the cafe. I need to cover for them. Oh, no. Before I go, what are your thoughts on the fellow Eddie pitcher? I'm thinking of bringing it with me. I mean, bring it with you. Is the Eddie the one that's like... Look, fellow are my guys. I love fellow. I love the team at fellow. I like that pitcher has a slant, but I can't vouch for much more than that pitcher because I personally don't want to hold a pitcher where the handle isn't fully attached because I like to use my pinky. So I have one. I don't really use it very often. So I don't know. But good night. Good luck on that shift. I hope you enjoy. I hope you get to pour some crazy stuff. Hey, in Germany. That's so cool. Thanks for liking the content. All right, guys. I think I'm going to end it pretty soon. I think this is it. I think we did, my chat I'm looking at. We did an hour 42. I could go a little longer. Should we look at the Cappuccino Roundup? Can I get some eggplants in the chat if you guys really want to see the Cappuccino Roundup? Dahlia came. We got both cats. Both cats in this tonight's stream is crazy. Did you just use the litter box? Girl, you smelly. I guess no eggplants means no Cappuccino Roundup tonight. We got to get a different crew of people to come in and watch. There they are. There they are. There they are. Okay, fine. Oh, wait. We've never gone into the Latte Art Gods one before. Oh, it's really not that full. But that's crazy. Look how fine line that is. Wow. Wow, I agree. Oh, Z Kings, yeah, that makes sense. He's great. I want to see this video though. I don't know if I can play this. I don't think I have copyright. If Z has a problem with it, I'll just take it down. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the evenness between the layers. See how some are thicker? He's going to continue to push into them so that they become thinner. See what I'm saying? Look at that wing. So good. Look at that wing. That's a perfect one. The only thing I wouldn't honestly fix anything about this. I would just maybe like give it a frame. I hope he doesn't hate that. Let's get up in them Cappuccino Roundup. Back again. Round 2. I mean, we've been... Oh, hello. That is... almost as jarring as the feet we saw earlier. Last time we were here, do you guys know where we ended? These are crazy. Wow. This is not, I remember we saw this one. That's a pretty good vulvacino. This is sad. This I'm sad about. I feel like this you wouldn't even notice it was happening if you were to be intimate with this person. And they somehow still made a mess. Not a very clean person, I'll say. Be clean. Even smaller. Even smaller. Even harder to see from a distance. It honestly just looks like a normal heart upside down. Okay. Ooh, I like another vulvacino. Nice, nice, nice. And I'm not dissing them. They're beautiful. They're beautiful. This is good. This is good. This is the kind of stuff that gets you demonetized. These are some, chesties, I would assume. That's what you were going for. Because I see the nips. Oh, yeah, you definitely did that on purpose. And my cat's getting into a box. What are you doing, Dahlia? Hey, what are you doing? Okay. I love this. These are pretty big, I would say. I'm honestly I think you should get your bra sized because that's pretty big. Might have a mismatch. This one's cool. Actually, this is one of the most traditional looking coccaccinos I've ever seen. It almost looks like someone saying give me your money. Do you know what I mean? It's like give me your money. It's almost a perfect pistol shape. Do you know what I'm saying? I think it's got a little bit of that warpiness down here, kind of like that not Home Alone, but the one painting with the jaw, the Scream or something like that. It's what it looks like. It's a little furry too because you made it a Rosetta, but it looks good. This is the side profile, classy, dignified. Would wear a tux if it had to wear a suit. Next. Oh gosh. Hey Dahlia, give me 1 second. What you doing? Yeah. Okay. I'm back. There are some things that are concerning about this one. I'm kind of worried about down here. I'm worried about this just generally medically. I don't know what this is. It looks like you have something attached to you. This could also be how sometimes sharks swim around and they have the little tinier shark that's biting on them. It's like a fish sucking on their nutrients. This could be your fish sucking on your nutrients. It could be. There they go. There the nutrients go, right down the side of that cup. It's honestly gnarly that you did this. Yeah, it's a cross section. That's beautiful. Yes, exactly. You're so right. It's a coccacino cross section. This is medically what it would look like if you were to cut it right down the middle. Because there's got to be the little coccacino ball floating in there. This is covered down the middle. Now, it stops at a weird point. I'm curious if this person has a torso. Most of our coccaccinos don't have anything going on beyond this point. But this one kind of sucks in a little bit. It makes me worried for you, honestly. But I'm impressed. Also, it's like a 6-inch cup. So I do like that it comes around like this and kind of up and down and back around like that. It's like smoke. It has a smoke pattern. Also, it looks like the Milky Way. The natural pattern of the Milky Way also resembles that. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, wow. I'm a little taken back by this one. There's a lot going on here. I want to talk about the toast first. Yes. This is a thing. We gotta talk about the toast first. There's just raw toast. There is raw toast. Not raw because it's cooked, but raw as in sitting out on its own, doing its own thing on the table. But there's bread that's untoasted. Where's the plate? There's cum on this table. You need to put the bread on a plate. That's disgusting. The bread is like a sponge. It'll absorb it really fast, honestly. If you ever seen bread's actually a better paper towel in the bedroom than most paper towels. Toast? Toast actually might be the most because it's dry. Huh. Now we got to get back to this. This looks like it looks like it's hungover and it's sick and it's throwing up. Like it looks like it's vomiting out I don't know how to say this like nicely without being like demonetized or sounding crass. Ejaculate. Yeah. When you're judging a cappuccino, you have to judge on different things: size, intensity, fear factor, right? And there's a couple things going on here that I'm judging. It does look like a shrimp. The size is small. The shape is messed up. It's wobbly. It's sharp on the top. Looks like a porcupine. Looks like Sonic the Hedgehog. If Sonic the Hedgehog was a shrunken cappuccino throwing up its excretions. I'm trying to think of a better word for it. Now, not only does this look like a very regrettable night for Pac-Man's penis, but it's like flowing. Look at the curls. Look at like the detailed design. This is like when you drop ink in water and it makes all those crazy designs, except from the cappuccino's tip. But also, clearly, whoever was handling this was moving it around because it got a little up here and a little down here and a lot on the side. And also, why is the side bubbly? I feel like most of the kids ended up in this pool versus these pools. Do you know what I'm saying? Like most of the kids are down here. That's probably what adds to the surfactant properties of these bubbles. It's probably the kids. Yeah. Emissions. Next. Ooh, wait a minute. This one's nice. This one, a beautiful view. Take me to the farm. Let's go mow. Let's go get on the tractor. And then afterwards, you can pour me a cappuccino, darling. I won't complain. I like this. I like that this one's a little more heart-shaped. We're still in that cross-section vibe. Still a little pointy. This is just the style that you do. I get it. It's just the style you do. But I love the little separation of the head right here. I love the length and the width of the shaft right here. It's a little longer. You held the shaft just right. And I love the little droplets that make almost like, it looks like a genie coming out of a bottle. Maybe you probably wouldn't want that genie to come out of that bottle. But these right here, these little dots, they almost look like when bartenders try to do latte art and they do little dots and then they draw a heart through it. And yeah, that's kind of what it looks like, except for cum. It's milk, guys. It's milk. Calm down. I think there's a lot of comments that are not making it into the chat. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, we're back around. Okay. This one is good, but it looks like an umbrella. It looks like what you would need on a rainy day. I could imagine like Totoro, that's the name, right? Kind of hanging out right here. Like if you made a second cappuccino or maybe a latte because it'd be bigger and added that character right here, reaching out for the cappuccino as if it were an umbrella, I would buy that t-shirt. I would drink that drink. I would tell that story. Let's keep going. That's pretty good. There's one little bubble right there. It's almost like it's a cyclops looking straight down your soul, right in the middle, like a little mole, little beauty mark. I'm worried about the dot-like structure of the head. This peen is not the best peen I've seen. Let's keep going. But Daniel, Steve, you did a good job. Oh, it was nice meeting you the other day, Joey. Freya, let's talk about this. This is kind of giving like twins. Do you know what I mean? Like twins, but one of them writes with the right hand, one of them writes with the left hand. And one of them is loved more than the other. This is giving twins, and it's also giving like that like meme that goes around, or not meme, but like that. It kind of looks like those clips you see of twins that one of them was smoking their whole life and the other one wasn't. This twin was smoking. And this twin, smooth. Just got a haircut the other day. Clean. Maybe a little pointy, but low body count, high love count. This person, they used what they had when they could. No regrets. But maybe a shorter lifespan, as you can see from the bubbles. This is contagious. So I would honestly keep these twins apart from now on. Let's keep going. Oh, I feel like when I first saw this just a second ago, I thought this was a Christmas tree. I'm just saying. And now I'm kind of concerned because I don't know where the coccacino starts and where the other coccacino starts. Because look, this could be considered a coccacino, but also like with the shape of this could be considered a coccacino. Now we got two coccacinos touching the tips on the top. Is crazy. It's not what I asked for. I asked for your best coccacinos. Now look, I'm kidding. I know this is actually the excrement. The excretions that come from the top. I like this pour. It is giving Christmas, Santa Claus. I don't think Santa's going to check that list twice if you put this on the list. I don't think you're going to get anything that year. Yeah. You might get a charcoal latte with a big old Santa coccacino in it. Nice though. Honestly, 1, 2, 3, 6, 5, 4. Good. Good. Now this is interesting. This is giving snail meets joint meets piece of, I don't know, like a doorstop. I don't know what it is. It's just like a little point that's like kind of spewing out. I guess that's supposed to be the ball. I don't like saying it like that. It's a carrot. It is a carrot. Actually, if you turned it around just a little bit, it's a carrot. What's up, Doc? DJ the barista is goated and makes some of the best pours. Already incredible. I thought this was supposed to be a coccacino. Okay. Well, there it is. Now we got the coccacino. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, winged mushroom latte art. See, I get it. One thing I would have said, DJ, here is if you actually want to make this a little bit cooler, you should put the pitcher spout here, and then you should twist the cup instead of twisting the pitcher. Watch. Coccacino peen, put it right there. Instead of moving the pitcher, turn the cup. I don't know if that's going to make it any better, but try it. Could be fun. Oh my gosh. This is like, oh my gosh. You know, like when people grow out their fingernails and they start to kind of curl in on themselves and they go really long and they're like in the Guinness World Book of Records, the Guinness Book of World Records. This is like that with the coccacino. Like I feel like at one point, maybe these are little droplets, but honestly, they look like growths. I think you should see a doctor. It kind of looks like cubics. That's a crazy old reference, but it looks like cubics. Wow. I was barely missed that show as a kid, but I know about it. I think that's what it's called, cubics. It looks like it. Very blocky. Wild. A little bit of faint. I almost feel like the testicles are kind of like disappearing a la Peter Parker in Endgame and stuff like that, you know. And some little bubbles. This looks dangerous. I feel like you could swing this and it would break things like a ball and chain. How many more are we going to do? Oh, there's only 2 more. Perfect. We'll come back to that. We'll do this one. Nice, classic, a little high up. But, I would never take away from somebody when they have perfect symmetry down here. That being said, it's perfectly symmetrical down here, but it's thrusted forward right here. A little worried about what goes on back here in this little square section. It's like someone's going to wear it like a suit. It has a really nice like drift down. Like look at that. It kind of drifts down. And I would assume this is it at full mass. But it doesn't go like up weird like some guys do. It's like cute and down. I kind of like that. I can kind of vibe with that. But small, pokey. Everyone's doing the pokey. I do like your screen name, Poo Poo Pee Pee. It's good. It's good. Honestly, it's very representative of what you poured here. Last but not least, well, the title says it all. A seahorse with a dick. Hey, they happen. Male seahorses can get pregnant. And they also get excited. I love a classic seahorse with a wang. I really like this wing a lot, and I love the shape of your seahorse. And I really like that at the end of it, it's like not doing this, it's doing this. It's doing this. It just looks like a fist. Like it looks really like fist-like. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it goes down. I'm not sure if the down is supposed to be pleasurable or not. Honestly, I feel like up would be better. I don't know. Seahorses, how they do it. Seahorses are very complex creatures. You have to understand. They're very tiny in some spots. And yeah, I think they mate for life, which makes sense because you get locked in on that thing if you tried to mate with it. Well, that is today's cockachino roundup. Actually, probably like a few weeks worth. It's a lot. We did a lot. And I feel like, yeah, if you served this in a cafe, you could get fired for that. And you probably shouldn't do that. Cockachinos are the pours that if you served them in a cafe, you could either get fired or charged with a harassment charge, or nothing will happen. And sometimes they can let you win throwdowns. So they're a weird pour. Well, with that perfect timing, I was curious if you ever looked at my cockachino. Aaron, you got to stop coming into my messages and telling me to look at your cockachino. It's gross. I'm kidding. Where is it? Is it in here? I definitely looked at it if it's in here. We've done this twice, so. Aaron, everyone can see you're typing here. Stop showing us your cockachinos. I'm kidding. I don't see it, Aaron. You're going to have to. Oh, MC Raptor. Oh yeah, I called it a vulvachino because it's like kind of looks like a vulvachino. It has more of a feminine quality to it than it does a cockachino. In my opinion. Very good. Give it a heart. Thank you guys for joining us. This was really fun. Okay, I'm glad it was supposed to be a vulvachino. It's beautiful. More of those. It can live here. Cockachino is just the name of the sub. It doesn't have to be. Vulvachinos honestly get more love. Moving forward, they'll get more love. I'll make sure of it. All right, y'all. This was so much fun. I loved connecting with you guys again. It's been a minute. I'll try to do more. And I'll try to make some more videos for you guys soon. Some fun stuff is coming up very soon. So keep an eye out. And yeah, I love you guys. Cheers. Ciao. Make sure to practice your cockachinos and submit them into the Discord. Cat in the comment. Got a little kitty. Where are they? I don't want to let you guys go. I want to say goodbye first. I don't want to let you go. Can we get more likes in the chat before you leave? Someone hundreds. I miss you. I miss you all. Close this. And then, wait, before we go, I wanted to show you guys one more thing. We're not going to do it today, but I added a spin wheel. And so, in the future, when we do pours, we can do this. You're going to have to pour a invert. I'm going to make it do a cockachino, though. 1 second. One more. Go pour a. It doesn't tell you the name. It's supposed to tell you the name. It's so weird. All right, guys. What do you think it's going to be? What do you think it's going to be? Bet. I'm betting on cockachino. Invert. Son of a bitch. Okay. Well, on that note, we're going to invert this stream. Good night, everybody. Cheers. Ciao.